And this is a challenge. It presented itself as a challenge. It's like, can I do it? Can I stick with it?
Right.
Am I going to stay the course?
Of course. Oh my goodness. I was about to say that word.
Yeah.
Of course.
Yeah. So I had to dig deep and be bold.
What's up, guys? It's your girl Sharon, and I want to welcome you to my virtual salon studio, the Salon Chat, where I share with you 3 decades of professional salon experience. And I also inspire, uplift, and empower you to embrace your gray hair one strand at a time with style. And also for all you Gen X lifestyle women out there, this channel is for you. We're going to be speaking to Trace Going Gray. She's embracing her gray, but guess what? She's taking the long way. She's not doing a buzz cut. She's not doing a pixie cut. She's not getting low lights or highlights to blend with her beautiful silver hair. She's completely letting it grow out. So let's get into this feature and find exactly what's going on with Trace Going Gray. So I have with me online on this wonderful platform, Tracy Reed of Trace Going Gray. And I met Tracy online on Instagram, and you meet so many wonderful people on these internet streets. Even though I'm not humongously into social media, I feel like social media connects so many different people. So I still do believe that social media is beneficial to have, because you connect people all around the world.
Agreed.
And you can just feel their energy through the computer. We talked about that. You can just feel their energy. So I'm just gonna ask you to briefly explain, who you are. We got your Instagram going across the screen, so everybody follow Tracy on Instagram at Trace Going Gray, and just tell us a little bit about yourself.
Okay. Well, hello everyone. I'm just so excited to finally get to talk with my sis Sharon here of Go Gray Be She. I am Tracy of Trace Going Gray, like she stated. I am from the Chicagoland area. I am an educator, and I am excited to share with you guys my experiences as I travel along this journey to greatness.
There's so many different ways that we can transition on this beautiful journey to gray hair. You have the buzz cut, so many different methods. You have the pixie haircuts. You have the grand braid, growing it out. And you also have the highlighting that most people go to hairstylists to actually perform, because even though they feel comfortable growing it out, they still need a little tweaking so that they can blend the gray hair along with some highlights or some low lights. But Tracy is just doing, she mentioned the cold turkey.
Turkey.
Yeah, so cold turkey. And I can imagine how she was when she first started.
Yeah.
So talk to us a little bit how hard it was, or if it was challenging for you, and when you started to make the transition, and when you decided to just go for it.
Well, I'll take you back to March 2020, of course, lockdown. We were all sent home, and everything else was closed as well. So it was probably around April, May, where I noticed my roots starting to show. But I said, nothing I can do about it. I'm not going anywhere, so why bother coloring it? Fast forward to the summer of 2020. It's my birthday month, August. I go to my stylist finally, and I say, you know what? Go ahead and cover it. I thought about it, but I still wasn't ready to make the commitment. So I got color. Literally after I finished with the color, I thought, wow, why did I do that? And I made a vow from that day forward that I would never apply color again. And I have not. And it'll be 2 years in August of 2022.
How did that make you feel? Like, I know you had to get beyond, the little root area.
Yes.
And during 2020, had you ever felt like you wanted to color it outside of your hairstylist?
I did. I definitely felt the urge. I was tempted. I actually had a few boxes of hair color. My husband used to go and make my little hair color runs and get my boxes of Beijing. And, he noticed as well. He's like, well, do you need me to go get a 2-3 boxes of Beijing, are you good? And I said, you know what, I'm good, I'm okay, I don't need any. I think I'm gonna see where this goes. I'm just gonna ride it out and see how long I can go without actually applying color. But I did keep those boxes of color in my linen closet. I just threw them out this past December.
Okay, so we know that they were just there catching dust, because we know
they were.
You weren't about to put it on at this moment, this far off of actually coloring your gray.
Absolutely.
So, what about your family? Like, how did they react to you actually coloring your gray, or not coloring your gray anymore? Like your family, your husband.
Yes.
How did they react to it?
So, my husband was super supportive when I explained to him that I was done with the color. I would not be needing his services to make those color runs anymore. And he was very supportive. He was like, oh, okay. He had seen my mother wear a beautiful crown of silver hair our entire marriage, the entire time we've been together. So he had a frame of reference of what I would look like. Mm-hmm. And he was fine with it. My kids were extremely supportive. My sons, they were like, yeah, Mom. My oldest son was like, oh, great. Yeah, now finally my friends won't think that you're my girlfriend. So yeah. And I was like, oh my God, you're so funny. So yeah, I had a really welcome and warm response from my family and a lot of my close friends as well.
So you just mentioned your mom, and she sounds like she was actually silver too. How did she play a role in inspiring you to color your gray?
My mom was the most sophisticated, beautiful, outgoing, classy woman that I have ever known. She passed, it'll be 10 years this August. And my mom rocked a grand braid back in the day when it really wasn't popular for women to let their natural silvers and gray come in. And I remember watching her and seeing like the white and the brown and all these variations of color. But I watched how she carried herself. And she carried herself always with the highest level of grace and confidence. And I always say my mom never walked in rooms, she floated in rooms. And she was just the center of attention. And growing up, I never understood the magnitude of that. I didn't understand how that can carry you, as a woman, because I was too young. I hadn't lived, I hadn't been through things. And so my mother was my inspiration. She was the reason, and I drew strength from her every time I would get weak and want to go back. I would look at pictures. I would talk to my mother. I would pray. And I would look on Instagram for more inspiration and motivation. And a lot of the Silver Sisters reached out to me, and they were very, very supportive and motivating and inspiring to keep me, to stay the course on this journey to greatness.
So when did you actually start your journey? Like, what month was it that you started your journey?
It would be, so August of 2020 was the last month I had color. So from that point on, September, August, because I was a 3-week, every 3 weeks I needed color. So if I wasn't able to go to the salon, I was putting the color in. I had the brush, I had the spray. I would be in the classroom before the kids come. Hold on, don't come in yet. What are you doing, Mrs. Reed? I'll be right there. I was touching it up. If I had mascara, whatever I had, I was covering those roots. I was not ready. I just wasn't ready. So I made my transition in August of 2020 with transitioning to my gray hair. And, ironically, my mother made her transition to leave this earth in August of 2012. So the irony behind that, I hadn't really given it much thought until I just said it out loud, that the connection there has been major. And she may not be here in the physical form, but she is definitely with me. As I look in the mirror each and every day, I see her face, I see her hair, and it has really helped to maintain my courage and my strength as I transition through this process of, you know, letting my hair just grow in and be its natural, organic color.
How did your family actually, you know, how did they react to when your two boys? Because I know how boys look at their moms. I only have boys. I have two boys, 14, 24, and 27. And what are the age of your kids?
Mine are 19, 24, and 29.
Okay, so how did your boys, in addition to your husband, when you just said, okay, this is it, what did they think? I'm sure, because you're cool, you know, they already know they have a cool mom.
They already said that.
Right.
My oldest one, he always said, you were always the cool mom. Everybody always wanted to come to our house. I had sleepovers on a regular with my oldest, with at least 8, 9, 10 friends. I was a short order cook on the weekends, you know. So he was like, Mom, that's so cool. I love that you're finally, you know, letting your hair come in its natural color. He was like, it looks good on you. And like I think I mentioned earlier, he made a joke. He's like, yeah, some of my new friends don't know. And they would always say, well, who is that? Is that your girlfriend? You got she's a little older than you, you know? And he was like, no, that's my mom. So he said now it would be a little easier. He wouldn't have to explain, you know, because the white hair coming in. But my youngest son, he's a very independent, extremely quiet. He always says he moves in silence, but he's always paying attention and he's very aware. And he was the one that told me, Daniel said, you know what? Go for it. You should not care what anyone else thinks as long as you feel good about you. He's like, why should you care? And I remember him telling me that on a drive to school one day. He was probably 16, 17. And he says, why should you care? Why are you concerned? And I said, you know what? You're absolutely right.
Right.
He's like, I think he said, you're dope. You know, you're fly. Like, who cares?
Yeah.
And so I took that energy from him, and my daughter, same way, biggest cheerleader in the world. They were like, you got this, you rock it, whatever you put on, you will rock it, Mom. So
that's cool. Yeah, I have one of those too. My 3-year-old. He's just so chill. Like he's like, everything just bounces off his back.
That's my Daniel.
He doesn't stress. He's not worried about anything.
Not worried about anything. Cool. Anything or anybody.
That's awesome to have that support. Whereas, you know, a lot of women don't have that kind of support at home.
I know.
You know, they don't have that kind of support. You know, they might have a husband at home telling them, girl, you need to color that hair. Why are you letting your hair, you know, why are you letting the gray come in?
Yes.
So that
I had a couple friends, I'm sorry to interrupt you, but I had a couple of ladies who said that. They were like, oh my God, you're so brave. Oh, my husband would never. I said, what? And she's like, oh, he would never. I said, well, he would have to because.
Right. And I think that goes back to our 20s, our 30s.
Yeah.
Like I've always been me, and whoever decided to come along, and they had to come along with who I was.
They got to get with the program.
Yeah, exactly. Starts with confidence. And you know how comfortable you feel about. So talk a little bit about that, Tracy, and how that starts the whole game of growing out and transitioning into gray hair. Like you can't wear that hair like that unless you're confident and comfortable with. What would you say you have to be confident and comfortable with first?
Exactly. You have to be confident and comfortable with who you are as a person, aside from your hair, aside from the exterior, the clothes, the makeup. You have to be comfortable with who you are as a person as a whole, which is why I make a conscious effort to post natural photos. I don't do filters because I don't know how to use a filter. So I'll post a bare face, hair pulled back, straight out the gym, straight out the shower, you know, because if you're not okay with yourself in all of its, you know, all your glory, you know, whether you're made up or not made up, whether your hair is done or it's not done, you will never have the courage to embrace challenges. And this is a challenge. It presented itself as a challenge. It's like, can I do it? Can I stick with it?
Right.
Am I going to stay the course?
Oh my goodness. I was about to say that word.
Yeah.
Of course.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So I had to dig deep and be bold in my intention to see this through. And every step, every layer, every extra month, every couple of inches of new growth gave me more and more confidence to keep going.
Wow. Yeah, because I think about, even women who are like at our ages and are single, they have a whole different combinations of things that they have to think about. That their gray hair, what men are they going to attract?
Yeah.
But that still comes back to being confident and comfortable with yourself. Not worrying about,
right.
Because if you think about it, there are a lot of younger men that, look at us and peek over here and peek over there. So yeah, if you're confident and you're comfortable about who you are, you might, what is that word that people say? Not sugar daddy, but
cougar.
Yeah.
I had one of my younger male friends tell me, he's like, you out here in these streets making these little young girls look bad.
Right. Yeah,
I said, funny. Well, what? He was like, no, it's good. He was like just keep it up. Like you just look great, and I just want you to know that. And I said, well, I don't understand why. I think your hair color doesn't determine how you feel, or it shouldn't. Let me rephrase that. Your hair color, the color of your hair should not determine how you feel about who you are. I felt sexy when I had all one color hair, but I feel sexier. I feel flyer. I feel more fabulous than I ever have in my entire life. At this stage, with this awkward, crazy grow out. Yeah. But I'm owning it. And I'm embracing my silvers. I'm truly embracing them. And if you don't embrace them, they're going to fail you. And then that's the energy that you're going to give off.
Putting out. Yeah.
Yep.
Because you ever heard any, and when I say crazy, I don't mean like outlandish comments or, like, look at that woman over there,
Right.
But what have you heard, out and about in the streets about like the reactions to your hair?
I have heard, I've been pretty blessed. I've had such positive feedback, but there was one time early on in my journey, probably month 3 or 4 with no color. And I was in TJ Maxx and another lady walked past and she had exposed roots. And she looked over and she was like, girl, I know it's time, right? I'm going to get mine done next week. And I was like, oh, okay. I said, well, you know what? I'm actually not going to cover mine. She was like, girl, God bless you.
Yeah, that's funny.
So, that was a kind of, that was, but that was the only like comment. And that wasn't, like you said, it wasn't like a bad comment. It was just a comment because that's the expectation. You see new growth, we're going to run and color it. We're going to cover it up.
Yeah, so. Because I think about energy, and you exude that type of energy, like even online and your posts. Thank you. And, you just exude that type of energy. So when I think about when you're out and about, and people who don't exude that type of energy, they're gonna attract certain comments.
Absolutely.
Certain compliments that are a little bit sarcastic, like you said. Girl, I'm going to get mine colored too, as if color yours too, right? So I think like the women who are, maybe a little bit of a struggle for them to stop coloring their hair, it's the energy they're putting out, and as to why they might be, receiving some of the feedback that they receive about their gray hair.
It's not about your hair color, sis. It's not. It's not about your color. It's about what's inside.
Yes.
And how you feel about yourself, because how you feel about yourself, it's on full display for the world to see every day. So walk head held high, back straight, shoulders square, as our mothers told, that's how you meet and greet the world every day, like that. And you get that back.
And that's with or without color.
And that's with or without color. Yes, indeed.
We talked about how your mom has been an inspiration, and you took the husband off the job of having to go get your color. Yeah. And what emotionally have you have you gone through, like, during this transition, and as far as your emotion, physically, mentally, and maybe even spiritually?
Well, just to touch on that, definitely have been thrown a lot of curveballs in my life. A lot of things that would, a lesser woman or man, it would take them out. Health challenges, financial challenges, emotionally, just drained, exhausted. So yeah, challenges have definitely helped me to become the Trey that you guys see each and every day. Overcoming my challenges. Everyone is presented with challenges and storms at some point in their life, but I always maintained a positive mindset. I pray, I journal. I know that God has me on this path for a reason, and whether it's a good season, a bad season, a reaping season, a sowing season, I know that I am here and in this space and at this particular time in my life to obviously encourage and motivate and help others who may be in similar situations, either if it's, coloring their hair or not coloring their hair, or just feeling confident and beautiful and giving off that positive energy that we were just discussing. It's very, very important to know yourself and do the work. If you need therapy, go get therapy. If you need to start a new workout or exercise routine, or just move your body movement in general is just so important. And it speaks to who you are and who you present to the world each and every day.
So Tracy, I was listening to you talk. So I know when we get up in the morning, there are some must-haves that a lot of people do. And sometimes that must-have might just be jumping in the shower, getting something to eat, and just getting on out the door. Just feeling your energy. You have certain must-haves. I have certain must-haves. Meditating, working out.
Yes.
What do those processes look like for you every day?
Well, for me, I have some non-negotiables, which are prepare. I always stay ready. My mother always taught me, you stay ready so you never have to get ready.
Yes.
So I am on ready at all times. If it's time to go to work, I'm up. Lunch is already prepared the night before. Clothes are laid out. I'm ready. So that eliminates a lot of stress because I'm not trying to figure out, running around, what am I going to wear? Where's this? What am I going to have to learn? So I definitely prepare, because that leads to success for me. When I step out of the bed, I immediately give thanks. You don't always have to have a full-on long prayer. You don't have to always drop to your knees. The Lord knows my heart. He knows my intentions, and I make them known each and every day with a simple thank you when I get out of the bed, because I didn't have to wake up, but He chose to wake me up. So I'm so thankful, and I give thanks. I do a few I practice yoga. I do a few moves, stretching moves, whatever time will allow. And then I carry on about getting dressed. I do my little Tracy's Closet Chronicles, which has been quite a hit. People like to see, what I'm wearing, what I'm putting together. So I make time for that, take a few shots, and then I head out the door. So yeah, it's definitely a process and a routine, but preparing and being ready, it definitely helps to make it a smooth process and a smooth routine.
You've been growing it out. You said August
2020.
2020. So it's been almost
almost 2 years.
2 years.
Yeah.
What is going to be your process once you get that last little bit of color? And talk a little bit about your process in visiting your hairstylist. Like, what do you guys have? I know you have a regimen of going to the salon every few weeks. And what does that look like on your process of growing your hair out in this way?
So my stylist, actually, she is in nursing school. She's completing her RN. And so I have not been able to see her as often as I would like. So my trims have been coming from another friend who's a stylist. And then I will go, when I can get in, but I will do my hair at home sometimes, or I'll just wear it natural without the blowout. But for me, blowing it out is easier. It makes my getting ready, getting where I need to go without product and all of the extra, it just is easier for me. So my stylist, I've gone to her for 14 years. I absolutely love her. And she has definitely been my main supporter. And we're not going to cut it. You're going to grow it out. You're going to keep, it's beautiful. We love to see it. We're going to ride this out together. Because I have asked her, I'm like, okay, I am so done. Like, can you just go ahead and give me a bob? Because I've worn a bob. And
right.
It's like, no, it's what makes you you. It's unique. It's what makes you you. Let's keep it going. So that's definitely been very helpful. For me, it also helps with, keeping me accountable, because I know she's not going to cut it off. So I'm not going to cut it off. So I'm kind of stuck with it.
Yeah, because I'm a hairstylist, and I know I feel her heart if you went somewhere else and cut that hair.
Yes.
She's been working with you with that hair since the beginning.
Yes.
Coloring that hair.
Yes.
And going through the whole process.
Yeah.
She wouldn't be a happy camper.
She would not be happy. She's like family, honestly.
Yeah.
She has become, how your clients become your family. She is just, oh my God, she's like family. So no, she would not be happy.
She should be the only one on the. Now
she
you can go to somebody else for your shampoos.
Yes.
Straightening it.
Yes.
You need a little help.
Yes.
But she should never be taking off the job.
Never.
On the journey. She owns this journey. If
she owns it.
TV show, this is the girl.
Yes.
Stuck in with me.
Yes.
Journey. She deserves.
Yes.
Right.
Yes. Absolutely. Her name is Caress, and she has just been phenomenal. Phenomenal.
I feel like we're kindred spirits right now with our
statement necklaces. Yes.
Because we didn't plan this.
We didn't plan this.
Organically,
great minds.
Right.
Great minds.
Exactly. Great fashion minds.
Stylish, fashionable minds.
Yeah, great chic minds.
Yes.
And I have to say that Tracy was the very second person to actually purchase our online apparel. I'm so excited to invite her to our brand new Go Great Be Chic, and I didn't even want to call it the ambassador, because I feel like I'm a creative, I'm unique.
Yes.
And I don't like to follow the trend.
Exactly.
And so our program is the Go Great Be Chic Collaborator Program.
Love it.
So you'll have your own platform.
Yes.
To send people to. Your funds will be delivered right to your website. I'm working on all of it.
I love it. I'm here for it all.
I'm working on some shirts for you guys too. Some original shirts, and I want to get your shirt that say "Go Great Be Chic," and then Chicago. Rep in your city.
We gotta rep our city.
Yes. Because I ordered one to see how it's gonna look.
Okay.
So it says "Go Great Be Chic" and then Chicago. So
I love it.
Yeah. So I'm so excited about that, and I was so happy to see you and then Lynn. She was the very first person that person. I'm like, somebody tagged me. I'm like, who is this person?
Yeah.
And then I was like, oh my God.
Yes. That's yourself.
Yeah. Then I saw you with the hat and the shirt.
Yeah.
And we talked about with that word chic.
Yeah.
I'll use that word, and that's what said you connected us. That connected you with us with that word, because you feel that energy.
I do. I did, and I do. And I wear that proudly. I wear that cap. That has become my uniform. The t-shirt, I may not wear the t-shirt all the time, but that cap, me and that cap, we got a thing going on.
It's like the best representation of you when you're not feeling. You want to be a little incognito, but you still want to be cute, because I love to show people how you can add this shirt on with a blazer, with some slacks.
Yes.
And you can do street chic.
Yes.
You can create casual chic, dress chic.
It's just so many different ways to express yourself, and caps and hats, and as you and I have a love affair with hats. We've spoken about this on Instagram. And I love them. I love how they can level up.
Yes.
They just level you up. Even when you got sneakers and jeans, and you put that cap on, maybe some earrings, maybe a red lip or a pink lip. And it
You
just
still
does
rocking it,
something.
right?
Yeah, I love it.
Yeah, that's true. And I feel like also, you know, when it comes to style, everybody should have their own unique style. Like
Definitely.
I always say that you can follow fashion,
Yeah.
but you need to have your own creative style.
You got to make it your own.
Yes, exactly. I watched you grow as well.
Yeah.
And we just hit 1,000 subscribers. I was so excited. And then I remember when you hit the 10,000 subscribers in a short period of time.
I'm still in shock.
And so, you know,
I'm like, who are these people?
Right. So with your excitement, with your passion, with your genuine lifestyle, and inspiring others on, you know, your journey, and exactly some of the things that inspired you are now you're inspiring other women.
Yeah.
And there's been so much excitement in your life, you know, with your hair going gray and with you transitioning and going the long route. Like taking the longest route.
The longest route possible.
Yes, exactly.
Leave it to me to take the longest route possible.
Right. So with all of that, there's been so much excitement for you that has happened organically that you weren't really trying to make happen. But
I don't know.
You know, the universe, God, your higher power, like even for me, I didn't know what that one video was gonna do. Like,
absolutely.
I just said I want to get on and talk to some women who've actually gone great, because this is new to me.
Yeah,
it was new to me. I did that in 2020.
Yeah.
And so, you know, with that and with you, what has been your process with all of this? How have you accepted it, embraced it, and just moved on from that and learning this social media thing? Because I feel like everything that we're doing, you with your platform, me with my platform, you know, I haven't reached the 10,000 followers, but I feel like
it's coming.
Inspiring.
It's coming.
And inspiring for me, inspiring one person at a time. Like,
that's it.
I read my comments on my videos, and like you said, I love to comment on people's stuff. Like, you see my comments on your stuff.
I
like,
do.
Girl, you rocking that.
I live for the comments. Like, I live
fun,
to read them, and I love to respond. Like,
exactly.
I spend a couple of hours responding. I set aside
because
my day.
People need that. They don't just need a heart.
Because if you take the time to write, oh girl, I love that. That's fire. I think I owe you the courtesy, the decency, the good manners to respond back with, oh, thank you very much, sis. So I appreciate it. I love the support. I gotta give you something, because you don't have to come on my page. You don't have to comment. You don't have to like. And I appreciate that. And I just learned about analytics and insights. I knew none of that. I had a total of 82 followers last July, August. No knowledge. So when I realized that engagement, that was called engagement, I said, well, I do that on the on GP. That's what I do. And it's been pouring back. You know, Pastor said something today. You don't pour up, you pour down. And so I'm pouring in to those who are pouring into me.
That's good right there. How have you dealt with all this Instagram famous?
Yeah, the kids say I'm IG famous. Right. I had some kids at school. They were in the gym, and some of the boys, the basketball players, I heard one of them say, "Trey's going great. Trey's going great." And I was like, what are you doing? He was like, I think my mom and my dad follow you, Miss Reed. I said, oh, do they? He was like, I do too. I was like, oh, okay.
That is so cute.
So it was so cute and so affirming. But my daughter, Kayla, who is my everything, she's my social media platform manager. She's my cheerleader, my everything. She helps and guides and directs, and everything that you see on the gram is thanks to her. I provide the content. She's been a real strict boss. She's given me a crash course on how to take photos, how to get good lighting, how to walk, how to do that. She said, but mommy, she said, you make it easy. So I said, oh, you know, so I'm doing something that I love. I've always loved. And it just really comes natural. I don't have to think to do what I love, as you very well know.
So tell us
Mhm.
about all of the newfound famous. Like,
Yeah.
I get to hear that. You know,
Yeah.
like the brands reaching out. You
Yeah. That's a
influencer
whole,
for so many different brands.
yeah, that's a whole nother beast that I was not prepared for.
Mhm.
And I actually had to get a team, get someone to help, a strategist, an attorney. I had to compile, a nice team, because the brands reach out and you don't really know, well, what's the procedure? What's protocol? How do you respond? What can you say? Do you do it on a DM? Do you do it in an email? I didn't know any of this because we're all new to this. And so we're learning as we go. And I've had some major brands reach out. The Lip Bar, I did a really nice campaign in collaboration with them. They just recently reached out again. Hair Story, Zazzy Bands, Maison 276, which I always give my props to. They were the first ones. Angel, I love her. She was the first one to reach out to me and ask me to be an ambassador, which I didn't even know what an ambassador was and what Maison 276 was, but it was her amazing products that she had created for women who were deciding to let their silvers and grays come in and to keep the yellow out. So I signed on board, and I'm still an ambassador, and I will always maintain and support that platform, because I do love that. And so many of the Silver Sisters I met through Maison 276. I'm not sure if I mentioned Blue Salt. I did a wonderful collaboration with Blue Salt, an elevated capsule wardrobe. So that's been fun. My most recent one was with Taylor J out of Oakland, California. Fabulous sister. Love her clothes. Great line. And her energy. I'm an energy person. And she received the energy, and I gave it right back, and she gave it right back. And so we have established and are, working in a collaborative manner at this way. Manhattan Gray. Partnership with Manhattan Gray, who Carrie I met when we were on Clubhouse,
right,
back in I think May of 2020.
Yeah, somewhere around
May of 2021. Yeah. So you never know when opportunity is going to present itself. So I have been learning and educating myself, because it is a business side to this, and you need to be well informed in order to proceed with this sudden Instagram fame. Because it can be very overwhelming, and not everything is for everybody. I don't accept everything, because I am not the type of person who is going to promote or say that I use this or I love that when I don't.
Right, exactly. That's so true, because the most important thing is to keep your integrity first.
Yep.
Yeah, not even thinking about the brands, but keeping your integrity first, because you wouldn't recommend something to someone that you wouldn't use on your own.
Absolutely. And that's another part of being authentic and staying true to yourself. And I'm a huge advocate for that. You do what you love, the money will come. That you can't go into this thinking, because that was never my intent. I had no idea that it could even be this. And I think that's why things have been happening so graciously. And I'm so thankful and humble and overwhelmed with the outpouring of support. It's just, I'm thankful. I'm just very thankful.
That's cool. Yeah, that's exciting.
Yes.
I'm happy for you.
Yes, thank you. And I am for you. I'm excited for us to continue this journey and grow.
Yeah, I feel like, not just because I really want to talk more on my channel about the Gen X lifestyle. Also, not just people going great, because it's people in the Gen X lifestyle that
whole lifestyle.
Yeah, it's just the whole lifestyle, and I feel like this is our time.
It is. It's the best time.
Yeah, it is.
Best time. I didn't know, but when you get here, then you know. When you know, and it's definitely the best time of life for me. It really is.
Yeah. That month, August, that's a significant month. The month of August, and how she made her transition years ago, and here
Yes.
you are years later making your transition. And
Yes.
you talked about, I know I saw the post about
the 10-year challenge.
Yeah, and the hair spread out. And I was
that
like,
was
wow.
that was the viral photo
Yeah, and that picture is incredible. So talk a little bit about how that was so inspirationally deep for you, because just thinking about that, and like I always said, my dad never got to see my hair. And you need to make a post. And I don't know if you have yet, but I would love to see a picture of your mom.
Yes.
But on Instagram, I have a post of me and my dad. And I said, Daddy never got to see my gray.
Yeah.
He would be looking like looking like that. So talk a little bit about that connection, and then we'll wrap things up.
Okay. I did actually that one photo with my hair sprawled out on my bed. That was a photo that included in that post a picture of my mother. And that was the 10-year challenge. It took me a long time before I felt comfortable to post, because 10 years ago was 2012, and 2012 was when I lost my mother 3 days before my birthday. And so I just didn't feel strong enough to do the 10-year challenge because of what that year represented and everything that happened in between. I lost my mother, my mother-in-law, my brother, my only brother. I had one older brother, and everyone within a 3-year period. My husband's health, he had 3 strokes, massive strokes, disabling strokes. And then he was struck with epilepsy. He had epileptic seizures. So we moved. There were so many transitions in that period that I had to draw from a higher power. And my mom became my angel. She became my overseer, I guess. She was overseeing my life, even though she wasn't in the physical presence here any longer. She was still with me. So that post that went viral, it represented all that I wanted her to see, and it actually catapulted me to the 10,000 followers that I eventually wound up with in such a short amount of time, because that post was about my mom, and how dealing with depression and dealing with the loss of my hair and my eyebrows at that time when my mom was transitioning. She was in hospice, and she eventually passed, as I stated, 3 days before my birthday. It was like she was still helping me. She was still guiding me, because that post that was reluctant for me to share, I didn't want to share that part of my life because those are intimate pieces of me. But the Lord said, you know what? You're out there, and you need to share, because your story may inspire someone, even if it's just one. And so I did that. And as a result, it just took off, and I'm just forever grateful and thankful. And I know that my mom is so proud of me. Definitely. And I see her every day. I look in the mirror, and my friends and family that are on there, my mother's name was Barbara Jean, and they said, oh my God, you're Miss Barbara. Oh my God, you look like Aunt Barbara. Oh my God, you look like Mrs. Ingram, so I just,
that's a beautiful story. Like, I still have chills. I have chills again. But that's such a beautiful story, because what I think about is the fact that, like, I'm sure you can hear yourself, and you can hear her saying, what would you say? Oh my God, Tracy, you look beautiful. You look just like I did. I'm so glad you're embracing your gray hair. Just like I did. You watched me, and now I'm watching you.
Absolutely. That's exactly what she says to me. I channel her. I do. I channel her. Her style was impeccable. She had such grace. She floated in rooms, and you can't make this stuff up. Anyone who met my mother, she never met a stranger. She would talk to the clerk at the store, the janitor, the bus driver, the mailman, and after, you felt special. You felt like, wow, she just touched my life. That was the ability that she had. And I watched that as a child and as a young woman, and later in life as a mother, I watched her. All right, so here are my words of advice for anyone who is about to embark on any kind of journey, including the journey to embrace your silvers or your grays. Be bold, be intentional, be fierce, and be unapologetic.
So what I really love what you just said is regardless of being on the gray hair journey or whatever we're doing at this age, because I went through some physical challenges that affected my face.
Okay.
This side of my face. And it was stress. Like you said, you lost your brows, your hair.
Yeah.
My dad passed away. And at the same time, my girlfriend, who was a really good friend of mine, she worked in my salon. I was visiting both of them in hospice at the same time. She passed away, and then he passed away like 3 weeks later. And I was just going through. And so with stress and worried and
it rocks you to your core.
Yeah, it does. And it really affects your health. And it affects everybody differently. So when I had this thing going on with my face and I didn't want to get on camera and I just pushed myself. And I still have, sometimes I still have a little self-conscious about being on camera, but now I can actually watch my videos.
Yes.
So with you saying that, regardless of, I can watch myself on my video.
Absolutely. As you should, as I do. You're beautiful. And I watch your videos and I click, I like, I'm a subscriber. I do. I've always been a fan from the moment that I saw you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So with you saying that, I really love the fact that you said whatever you're starting at this age, because a lot of times we think that we're too old to do this. We're too old. You're too old to be an influencer. But hey, that's
everybody else
now. That's what's happening right now.
That's what's happening.
Like, it's some hot, dope, chic women of color.
Yes.
And other women also. All nationalities of women.
But we can only speak. But we can only speak to what our experience is as women of color.
Yeah, exactly.
In this scope of things.
Exactly. Right. So, with us and inspiring other women, I love that you said that, it's not about just the gray hair, but whatever you are right now. And I always say that I end my videos with, don't try to feel younger. Just try to become the best version of you that you can be.
It's not about being younger. I don't want to be younger again.
Right, exactly. No.
That was crazy. I didn't know anything. I made so many mistakes. I was like, this part of life, this midlife, this 52, 53, I have thoroughly enjoyed and am enjoying this phase of life.
Yeah, and it's beautiful. Like,
it's beautiful.
Who could have ever thought that?
Not me.
Your mom was probably feeling the same thing at her age. You know what
she
I'm saying?
Was.
So
and
she was showing up just like you showing up right now.
She was showing up. She never left the house without showing up. Like now, my mother was not a cap or a heifer. Every time she went out, it was done. Nicely coiffed to perfection, She did
whatever.
Remember this, Sharon?
Yes, push it up and push it. Yes.
That was Barbara's. That was her signature. Back and push.
Yep.
She never left the house.
That is so funny. But I truly enjoyed this second time around.
Me too.
Find out what that means one day.
That's all right. Me too.
But I truly enjoyed being on with you, and I look forward to meeting out at Swallow Cliff one day.
Absolutely, we shall.
Yeah, definitely.
And we got to do this again. We definitely
I love
it.
And I want to say thank you so much for coming on here.
You're welcome.
And I will see you soon.
Thank
all
right.
Much love to you.
Okay.
Right, so I hope that you were just as excited about watching this as I was featuring her and just getting to know a little bit more about Trace going gray. So let me know down in the comment section what would inspire, uplift, and empower you in your life, regardless if it's talking about gray hair journey or the Gen X lifestyle or getting our bodies in shape. So whatever that is, let me know in the comment section below what you will be most excited about. So guys, thank you for watching, and make sure that you make the rest of your life the best of your life. And don't work on being younger, just work on being better. And until the next time, guys, take care. Peace.